when I landed, the most frustrating thing for me was finding a place. I feel like the way estate agents in the UKs are very different from the estate agents here in Dubai. I just feel like in Dubai, I just don't know, everything is just like, in some ways it's similar to Niger, where everything's like rush, grind, do you know what I'm trying to say? And I didn't really like that, but I feel like when I finally got my place, I love my place right now, it's over in Meydan, like everything was calm since then. Like I feel like this is the land of convenience. Like there's so many things that I experience here that back home is just not possible. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like ordering something will come in 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Where are you even getting it from? Where's the warehouse?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? As well.
Yo, people, welcome back to the Bread and Butter podcast. You're here with myself, Tayo.
And myself, Eman.
And yes, we're back. Another episode in Dubai.
Yes.
How are you feeling, bro?
No, wonderful, bro.
You also talk about business lunch. You're enjoying yourself?
No, man had business lunch yesterday.
Tell me what business lunch is.
Hey, so listen, and you know what? I didn't leave it till I got there. So my hotel, they got, and number one, whenever I come to Dubai and if I'm not with a family, I told Mims, this is my hotel from now on. Yeah. Because the level of service that these guys have given me and the way that, bro, Dubai, I think it's just Dubai in general.
Yeah, because...
Bro, these are all refused. Like, my Uber will come, they will refuse me. How dare I open my own door? Yeah. Like, these men must open my door. When I get to the hotel, I can't open the door myself. They must come and open the door. They must, they greet me. How are you this morning? If I order food they'll come down, they'll go get the delivery, bring it. I mean, the level of service is unbelievable. So I'm in the hotel yesterday. I was like, you know what? I've got football later. Let me just get a decent food. So I've gone. I said, let me go to. It's called the bank. So I said, okay, let me go into this restaurant. Number one, the aesthetics in the restaurant is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So inside now, they said, oh yeah, we're doing business. I said, do you do lunch? I said, yeah, business lunch. I said, what's business lunch? So they've given me the menu. And basically, you've got your options. Basically, a starter, a main, a dessert. If you want shisha, all they've got the different options all there, you pick. So I had it, bro. I had a starter, main, and dessert for 98 dirham, which is about 20 quid. 20 quid. And the level of service.
And that's why we're going straight after this.
And literally, I've never been in a restaurant where there's more staff than customers. Yeah. Because obviously it's daytime, right? So this is the whole, everyone's most people are at work, right? Yeah. So I can imagine in the evening, it's ram, do you know what I mean? But during the day. And the service, the food, it was wonderful. And I was inside, the aircon was blowing, it was a bit cold. I said, let me go and sit outside. I can see why you can just spend your day. Yeah. At a restaurant. They got the Wi-Fi, they got everything. You can just literally sit there. No one's rushing you. Not like in the UK, they're like, are you done? Are you on the bill? Bro, these man, they will leave you. They will leave you. And yeah, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Yeah,
thank you for that, bro. Let the people them know. But we have a special guest in the building.
No, don't say special guest because
special guest.
No. Don't say. You say everyone's a special guest. This is not a special guest, bro. This is beyond special.
Yes, there's special guests very close to home. Furthermore, we grew up in the same home. That's where I was gonna go. We've got my younger brother KP in the building. You're not gonna clap it up?
I don't like that intro. I don't like that intro.
Go for it, man.
Listen, today we have a legend in the building. Probably, I say one of my favorite people on this earth, on this planet. If you know, to have two older brothers is not easy in this life to stand out.
It's not.
When I tell you this person, as long as I've known him, I've always known him for himself.
Yeah, facts.
Sometimes to the point where I even forget his two older brothers.
Yeah,
because he's such an individual in himself. He moves by himself. He talks by himself. You can imagine in life, if you got two older brothers with big personalities, you're gonna want to copy them and be like them. KP has always been himself. Always been himself. Moved his own way. Cracked his own jokes. When you know that man at school, he'll be cracking jokes. Be like, no, you got older brother. That's what you've learned. Your swag. You've learned his style himself. He is his own human being, and I love him dearly. Please welcome to the Bread and Butter podcast, the one and only KP.
Thank you guys, 2 times.
With you as well. What you said is true, because even with myself, I support the same team as my older brother.
Yeah.
With 2 older brothers that support one team, You'd think
Yes,
they're third.
but he doesn't.
He doesn't. What's the difference? Even university, like we were just talking
Yeah.
about, went to a different university. I went to the same university as my
Yeah.
older brother, and they probably would have been in other things as well, innit?
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right in that he's completely individual. And I think even in our relationship and other people will see as well, like it's always independent thoughts. And I think being an independent and an individual as a younger brother is good because now your opinion becomes more valuable because you know it's not just going to be a copy of my own.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But we still have to go through procedure, even though we've got a family in the building.
Yeah.
So, bro, let the people there know what your bread and butter is, because we always ask what your bread and butter is. So what is your bread and butter?
So my bread and butter is Amazon FBA, so Amazon wholesale. So I sell items online, anything you can think of, health and beauty items, toys and games, DIY, no matter what it is, I sell it on Amazon. I find it for cheap and then I resell it on the Amazon website.
Cool. And you do other bits as well. You do property as well. You've got to mention that he does property. People be saying, how can your younger brother not be doing property? So, and investments in Kenya as well. Look, I'm talking for him. I've never done this for a guest.
So I have a few other things going on as well. Obviously, you have to, I always feel like multiple streams of income and multiple investments, which is super important to be able to touch on other things as well. So I've got 2 properties back in the UK, which I rent out. I got my first property, seems like so long ago now, 2018 I got it, 2018 March, that was the first one. That was out in Kent. And then the second one was in 2021. So just after COVID finished, I got that one a bit closer into London, but still southeast. So yeah, got those 2 rented out now, obviously out in Dubai now. So other things as well that is going on. I am investing in Kenya, so a drink store in Kenya and also a nightclub in Kenya also. So that's coming to you guys real soon. I'm going to be flooding my social media. You guys will think that I'm not doing Amazon no more, where my social media will be. Once that lands, I'm all about Kenya. But yeah, that's going on as well. And also with the wholesale thing, I'm looking to do private label next year, start of next year, that's the plan. So if you guys see me in China, know I'm in China. I'm trying to link up with suppliers and do some other things. But basically, in general, I just like to have my hands in everything. But right now, I'm full-fledged Amazon, but I do like touching other things as well.
We'll go into what private label is in a second so people can really understand it. I think that the reason why Eman and I thought this was important is that the climate of the UK at the moment, even before the climate keeps going up another level, doesn't it?
Trust me.
So let's even talk about the climate last year. I feel like last year was the year that people realised that, bro, I'm not going to make it just by working, bro.
Facts.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, man needs something else. I need a side hustle. I need a side hustle that might eventually take over my own job, or I might need a full-time business or whatever it may be in it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think that we'll go into it in a bit more detail, but the reason why, speaking about stuff like Amazon FBAs, is that it allows you to make money just off of your willingness to be successful in business. One thing, I don't know if you agree, Eman, like, generally speaking, very generally speaking, I feel like in business, if you could be good in business in hair, you could be good in business in food or toys or whatever it is, because being good at business is really about you, perseverance. How resilient are you? How long are you willing to work on something until it wins? Are you willing to roll with the punches of a loss and so on and so forth, innit? So I think that's going to be really important to understand, and we'll get into it. But I think let's start off with, how did things begin for you? You said you bought your first property in 2018. How did that come about? Tell us a bit about the background of yourself growing up. What was that like?
Sure. So I always say this is so important, who is around you, basically. For me, I was at the age of maybe 16 when my older brothers got their properties, right? Or 17, 18. So for me, already now I know it's possible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So now I know it's possible. So I'm going into uni, right? And I'm thinking to myself, yo, I've got to buy a property soon. Because when I get out of uni, that's the first thing that's in my mind now. Because now these guys are doing it. I know I can do it now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's very important who you're around. And that's not just siblings, that's friends as well. You know what I'm trying to say? And you guys already know our wider group as well, they be doing the same thing. Like once you have that group, and they're doing that thing, you know you can do it as well now. I'm part of that, we can do the same thing. So I got my first property in 2018, so that would have been a year after uni. So I was already saving. Don't get me wrong, there was times in uni that I would spend in second year, and like, you know, for example, getting a new BMW. I was so gassed to have that new BMW. 1 Series Coupe, cruising around. Yeah, let's go here, let's go there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Blammed, you know, 9K on it, just like that. But if I could go back, I'm like, yo, I could have saved that to make my saving for the house easier. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
but then your brother had cars, so that kind of influences.
There you go. So he gets a car, and it's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? But like, obviously, the mindset kind of shifted as we're, you know, about to leave uni, because like now things are getting real. You know, job, property. What am I doing with this? What am I doing with that? So for me, when I graduated in 2017, in my head straight away, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm saving this money to get a house, right? And that was before things got really, really expensive. So I managed to get my property in Sittingbourne for 185K, a 3-bedroom for 185K. Now, no chance. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like now, that same house, what? 270 minimum, 260. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because that's how prices have gone. And I just got lucky I got involved early. So if I didn't have the people ahead of me that was doing that, I wouldn't think to do that. Does that make sense?
By the time you would have clocked on the prices.
Exactly. And obviously, I attribute that to my brothers, but not just to my brothers, my dad as well. You know, my dad is a businessman himself, and that kind of instilled in me from young. Seeing him own different properties around the country, it's like, all right, cool, this is something that makes sense. This is something that's viable. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that was the first property in 2018. And again, just following different patterns, like the patterns that I've seen other people do. You know, you have that property, let it go up in price, let it appreciate. Remo, put that money into a next property, get another one. And that was kind of the play in 2021. So after that, I bought that one in 2018, obviously saved for a while, and then took money out of that when it appreciated, when I did my remortgage, and then purchased the next property in 2021. So yeah, that was kind of my journey with the property thing.
So what uni did you go to? What did you study? Like what?
So I went to Hertfordshire. So I started Hertfordshire 2013.
Jeez, party uni.
Party uni.
At the time as well. That's the record.
Yeah.
It's transitioned now to like Leicester.
Yeah.
But before it was
proper party uni, and it's Af as well.
Yeah, it's proper Af.
In some ways, I liked. You know, when I was going down, hearing the top Afro beats, bro, enjoying. But no, but there was a big group of us that went rap. Even before, I remember I called my cousin, called Show. I was like to my cousin, yo, what uni you going to? She's like, I'm thinking Hearts. Like, yeah, all of us, let's just go Hearts, man. Like, let's just all just do it together. And such a big decision at uni. It's funny how man them are. We just call each other up. Yo, like, where you going? I said, bro, just come Hearts, man. We're all going anyway. He said, all right, say nothing.
It's a uni decision.
Someone think about that.
He said, hey, we're rolling, but like it's a motive. We're going to a motive, you know. But yeah, we all just went there. It was a good experience. Like, I feel that the uni, for me, first year, I always say this year, and when you're in uni, you can pick from three, so there's 3 options, but you can only focus on 2. I always say girls, money, or education. Doing all 3, you forget it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Too many ends.
Yeah. So I feel like you can only focus on, you can only pick 2. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And you know, first year, man, them are just chasing girls, XYZ. I feel like in first year, everyone knows you only need that 40% to pass. So no one really cares like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You just want to get through. Right. So what I didn't know that was a big blessing for me was that I went on a placement in so when I would have gone to 3rd year, I went on a placement. I worked at Canon UK over in Surrey, right? So that was a big blessing for me for 2 reasons. The first reason is that I kind of had that hands-on work experience. So I'm trying to say, made some money doing that, and I had that experience of working with other professionals, kind of knowing what I want to do after uni, like to take on because I studied accounting and finance, right? So it was either CIMA or ACCA for me, right? So I said from then, you know, I worked both a financial accountant job and a commercial job, like within that same placement. So when I did the commercial, like, this is a bit of me. I prefer this sort of work. So I knew I wanted to do CIMA from then, right? So after that, I'm like, all right, cool, this is perfect, this is what I want to do. But what I didn't know that would help so much, when I came back to uni, all of my brethren graduated, all of them gone. And in some ways, people might see that as bad, but now when I'm in lectures,
you're locked in.
I'm locked in. I'm sitting at the front. I've got like 2 brethren now. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
And they're youngers.
Literally, bro. So man's in lectures, man's at the front. So much so, people are asking me, yo, like, can I be in your group for group work? I'm like, you're asking me now. Like, I'm now known as peak in my class. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I didn't know that the man them leaving, and I'm now in final year by myself. Earlier, I only had one other brethren, my brethren JB, just me and him. That was in our year, bro. We're just studying, bro. And don't get me wrong, we'll catch a vibe here and there, but we're studying hard. We're just like, raw. We want first. We have to leave this place with firsts. I remember one time I called Tips. I like Tips. I'm not even sure you remember this conversation. I was like on the fence, Tips. Hey yo, I can probably get a first year, but I just feel to chill off and get a 2-1. You know how tips would be like.
I think I even remember that.
Yeah, he was like, bro, just get the first, man. If you can do it, why not do it? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's just like, all right, cool. Let me just work hard for it. I think I got like overall got like a 74%. So just like 4% into the first, which was good. But I worked hard for it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm someone that is so persistent. Like so much to a point that I could be annoying, but I don't mind being annoying. My lecturer, when he finishes doing a lecture and I don't understand something, I'm following him to his office. Yo, what did you mean by this, and this? I don't get this. Show me how to do it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So much so that I got to a point whereby when he was marking my exam, I'm not going to say who he is because this is kind of brazy. When he was marking me, I'd gone to him. You know, on your exam papers, it will never have your name. It just has your student ID. I'd gone to him so many times in my coursework, he knew my student ID from just seeing my paper. So when he's marking my paper, he's on the phone to me. On the phone to me when I was in the gym and he was marking my paper. This is final year for my tax paper. He's like, all right, you didn't do as well as you could on this question. Going through as he's marking it live. Bro, I got a 77 on that paper, tax paper. And I hated tax, but because I hated it, I made sure this is where I need to be good. You know what I'm trying to say?
There's a lesson from that, because I often tell people that it's good to be extra with stuff. Yeah. Sometimes the results only come out of extra. Extra, like some people in our community, the word extra means that you're doing loads. But if you're not extra, you're the same as everybody else.
Facts.
And the same as everybody else doesn't, you can't, there's not enough resources to give results to everybody else. Does that make sense?
I'm telling you, like, I always tell people that, like, in secondary school, you know, I'm always making everyone laugh. Everyone likes me. I remember I'll be the only one that I can hug my teachers. And all my other classmates are like, oh, you touched miss. Like, just but you know, like, I just vibe with everyone. Even my head teacher, it was a guy, but then they made to a woman, and then from the news, she became the new head teacher. I used to bop into her office. So when now I've got 4 GCSEs, bruv, I'm like, the colleges that I applied to, they said, no, I need to go back and redo the GCSEs. My head of year just said, let me write you a letter. This guy sat down, them times, typed up a letter, boom, boom, boom. Said, take this letter to the college. The next day I went back to the college with that letter. They were like, okay, do it. You do, we'll let you do it, we'll let you do your A-levels. You don't have to do, and like you said, it's about being extra. People who are, Eman, you're so loud, you laugh all the time, but people remember, man. People remember, man. People remember, and because of that, people will now want to go the extra mile for you that they wouldn't do for other people.
Bro, you want to be apart from the crowd. Like you need to be. You need to have something that sets you apart. Something that makes you memorable. Something that makes you unique. Like some kind of unique offering. Otherwise, like, it's just the same as everybody else, and now you're relying on chance.
And in leadership, a lot of the time, you match people's energy. The fact that you kept going back to your tutors, you kept going back to them. Man said, I wish everybody was like you. Do you know what I mean? Man thinking, right, why are you the only one? Like, why do I even know your name like this? Do you know what I mean? Like, even I remember in uni, again, I chose girls and money. I worked and I just used to chase girls around at uni. I didn't do the education part. But she wasn't my, I remember her, Liz Warren, like, she wasn't my tutor, but she's the best tutor. I always used to turn up to her lessons. But if you turn up late to she's gonna boy you off. You're gonna walk in and she'll tell you, get out.
I'll swear.
Always does this to everyone. I came in late and she's just like, all right, go and sit down. And when I tell you, everybody was like,
I'll be confused, bro.
Confused. After lessons, after the thing, she's like, it's only because I like you, that's why I oblige you. Do you understand? If I never had personality, and that's one thing that I realized, that personality is a currency. Like, it's actually worth something.
Capital,
do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's actually helping. Like, and so she was just like, if I never knew you, if I never liked you, obviously I would have avoided you, but I like you, so I don't want you to miss the lesson. So she let me in, and it's like, so many times in my life, being extra, being out, you know, making people smile, making people laugh, being who I am, has paid benefit in the future. Do you know what I mean? So like, what you did was amazing. But what I wanted to get onto for you is, because I personally feel like you have the best parents in the world. Like, I stand by it. But from your point of view, what's it like? Because I feel like you remind me a lot of your dad. Okay. Like, even in your mannerisms, the way you speak, the way like, you remind me a lot of your dad. Whereas you don't really. But when KP talks, I'm like, this is uncle here. So like, how the influence of your parents? Because I feel like they're just the best blend. Like, when I think about the parent I want to be, I'm always like, I want to be like my auntie Boss here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want that. I want that relationship. I want to have that relationship with my wife, but also I want to have that relationship with my kids. Like in regards to, like I said, you're all individuals. I can turn up to the house. Sometimes I remember I've come to the house, only you was at home. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you just playing, you're banging a computer and like. I remember
you always remind me about your old school, bro. Banging computer and he needs PlayStation. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like when you become a parent, it automatically gets to that though in some ways.
Bro, computer.
Bro.
It's generic. You know what I know what you mean.
But yeah, it's just like, this is like, everyone's got your own personality. You have your own relationships. Like, how are your parents like shaped like how you are today? Because obviously, like your mum hardworking, your dad's entrepreneur, business. Like, how has that helped you become how you are today?
I feel like it's had a huge impact, right? Like, I feel like for me, seeing how my parents are together is like a big motivator to me and how they work together. Like, even all my businesses, like my dad has his business, like his houses, but my mum is still aware of the houses. So like, for example, my dad's house in, like, for example, Liverpool, my dad will know, you know, what the the ingoings, the outgoings are, X, Y, Z. But my mum will just remember that small detail. Don't remember this because this is due on this day. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Remembering it, so they always work together and they're very collaborative together. In terms of growing up, I would say, like, my mum's, when it comes to things like discipline, my mum's like the day-to-day discipline, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, but when you do something really mad, like, wait till your dad gets home. Like a lot of, you know, Nigerian families, isn't it? Bro, take a long way home, bro. Get home. There's a cloud above the house.
But I always say that. I've never seen your dad angry. Like, what's that like? Because I've never seen him in that. He's just.
I wouldn't even say, even when we're in trouble, he's still kind of calm, but it's great. You know what I'm saying?
I remember dad angry when I was younger, but I feel like, bro, my dad ain't been angry in years. And I take that, like, I think I've even said it to him, that, like, just being able to manage your peace. People that know me know I talk about peace a lot. Just being able to manage your peace is so important. Like, just choosing peace. And I think that's something that I got from my dad. But even to chime in with the question, I think that all in all, like, my parents showed us, and you'd probably agree, I think the overarching thing is just how to be a good person. Does that make sense? Just be a good person, like, and being selfless as well. A lot of the time when I'm doing things, I think about someone else first. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because you need to remember that all of us are blessed, innit? So if you know that God's blessed you, it's kind of like sometimes, and God's grace as well, innit? God's grace to me means that, bro, I've done nothing to deserve these blessings, innit? So whenever something happens, I'm always thinking about the next person, like, because I've got my blessings. I'm even in debt. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've got too much, like, I need to, you know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like that was kind of instilled from my parents from early, innit? Like, do you know, you're blessed to have this. Like, you got to remember your children, remind your children. You know you're blessed to have this. There's some people that don't have it. And it's not even to say that you're lucky. It's to say that, like, remember other people's experiences and everything that you do. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I'd even say as well, sometimes you guys probably have the same thing. You know, there's certain opportunities when you're by yourself and there's the chance to do the right thing. And in your mind's like, I just need to do this. I don't know why. Someone just telling me to do this. I forgot the other day. I forgot what it was. But, like, there was someone that I just didn't need to help, like a random person on the street. But I just helped them because I know that this is the right thing to do in this moment. And I think that's coming off the back of what you're saying, just being raised to be a good person in general. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
Just like kind of striving to do the right things as consistently as possible.
I think the key thing in what you said as well is that when no one's watching as well. And I noticed this whole thing about being performative as well, and maybe even saying it live may even seem performative, but it's not. And the reason why I'm going to bring up a point, when it's tied to your faith, it's no longer that no one's watching because you believe that God's always watching.
Always watching.
Because some people say you only did this because, bro, someone's always watching me. Bro. God has always got his eyes on me. He knows my heart and he knows what man's doing when no human being is looking. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think that these goals are super, they're not goals, these morals are super important. And I think that, bro, like, we all went to the same church, and we speak about on the podcast as well. I've been saying to people recently that our church was a bait, by the way. But people came from our church.
There you go.
When we grew up, it wasn't a church that, they go there. And there was churches like that.
It was.
I knew a lot of people in
like Kensington Temple, Rurak, like there's better than bait church.
There's even more like even KICC.
KICC, huge church.
It wasn't a bait church, but bare people have come from our church and just done like great amazing things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But yeah, we all grew up with like the same morals, absolutely. So yeah, done university, got a first, works in accounting. What was your career life like? Let's talk about that.
Career life. So I worked for BCG when I first started. It's like my first job, and this is all just God's blessings. I remember like I was in Spain, right? I was in where were we? Somewhere in Spain, Palma. We were in Palma, a couple of my friends, right? Because we just graduated. So me and my brother that I mentioned, and a couple of men that had already graduated, where they wanted to come. But obviously I knew I signed with them, and I knew I signed with BCG, a consultancy company, and they sent, my manager at the time sent me an email before I started saying, do you have a passport? I'm like, yeah, why? They were like, all right, we need you to go to LA for your first week. I said, yeah, this is God's blessing, man.
LA as a graduate,
it's mad.
LA business class, there for like a week, like meeting the team. Like,
think about that.
Bro, business class, and because the company paid for it, I got all the points for it, for the Amex. So I was even able to go, what's the gold tier? You know, tearing up is hard, you know, on the VA team. So even got me a gold tier, which gave me some extra flights later on in the lounge. And I was like, yeah, this is just God's blessings, bro. Honestly,
it paid to get that first, you know?
It paid to get that first.
Bro, honestly.
So jokes as well, yeah. You guys are going to learn a little bit about me. Even when I'm by myself, I live my life in like little movie clips. So if I know they're paying business flights to LA, bro, I'll even add my own at the airport. I'll get a cigar or something.
Let's start asking who's this guy.
It's a living bad movie.
Yeah, but that was cool. So I worked for them for a while. Then I went to a similar sort of company, but it was like a startup consultancy, but they were kind of like specializing in financial services, which was cool. So I did a bit of that. Went to a logistics company, which was a bit boring after that. And then I found myself in Dubai. But obviously during that time, I had already started Amazon thing. So I started Amazon January 2022, so just after COVID, which was when I was at the job after BCG, basically. So starting that business really opened my eyes, though.
What made you start? Did you feel like, you said after COVID, do you feel like COVID might have contributed to it?
Yeah, definitely. COVID did it. Like during COVID, it was like, Tips, you already know that, me, you and Lam, we were all trying to do something at the time. Obviously, Lam had his business going on, you know, Mr. Tickets, he had that going on. I was trying to do that. Do you remember that football app I was trying to make?
Bro, we've tried
everything, bro.
We've done a lot of stuff, bro.
It's like flipping. What's that shit? Pinky in the brain. Every single day they're trying to do something new. But
it's like a return take over the world. I think I do remember it. It was like
trying to match people. So if you're like short a player, you can just quickly go on the app and find the player. Basically, what Playtomic's basically done now, isn't it? Obviously, looking back, I feel like I could have done a few things better there, but it was all learning. Do you know what I'm saying? I lost money for it, but completely fine. So I remember I was talking to you, Tips, about this as well. I think I sent you a message. I still got the message on my phone. Bro, I just want an easy business, man, where I can just buy something and sell it. He said, check this out. He sent me the video of this like 17-year-old like driving a McLaren in LA off Amazon. I said, that's what you know what my producer said? That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Do you know what's bad as well? When I sent that to you, I sent it to you because, Eman, you know me already. I had watched that video just randomly. And with everything I had on, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start this thing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But then I just thought to myself that, bro, man can't start this thing with everything that man's doing.
Come on.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Man's got kids on the way and that much of that, and more on the plate and that.
Come on.
So I literally just sent it to you. And one thing I rate is that when I sent it to you, executed on it immediately. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, because I remember even my message, I think you sent it to me, I think it was like 6th of Jan. I made my first sale 17th of Jan.
Crazy.
Company up and running straight away, do you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man, I look back and thinking to myself, like, the reason why I like Amazon so much is because the item is all tangible.
Yeah.
So
it's
break
real things.
Break it down in layman terms, what it is, just for before we get into it.
Sure.
What it is.
A lot of people shop on Amazon.co.uk. What a lot of people don't know is that 70 to 80% of the things that sell on Amazon are actually sold by third-party sellers, Amazon sellers like myself. So what we do, our job as Amazon sellers is to find items for cheap and then resell them on Amazon, basically. So the caveat in that is that it's not just any old item. As an Amazon wholesale seller, I'm trying to find branded items. So for example, if L'Oreal was selling this eyeliner on Amazon for £20, but I've got a supplier that can get it to me for £4, then I buy it from my supplier for £4 and then I resell on Amazon for that £20 that it's selling for. So the good thing for Amazon sellers doing wholesale is that these items are all branded. You know, health and beauty, like Maybelline, Garnier, Neutrogena, Max Factor, all these guys, right? It's funny that I know them off.
He goes hard.
Bro, I want to say L'Oreal.
These guys will be pumping millions into the advertising marketing every single year. So I don't need to worry, does this sell well?
Yeah.
Because it already does. A lot of people ask me, KP, do you spend money on ads? No, I don't spend money on ads. Because these guys are already spending a lot of money on their ads each year.
Already. So people are looking for these items. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ads that they've tested for years,
Yeah.
spent millions of pounds
There you
trying
go.
out,
They're paying
unlimited budget,
influencers,
paying
all of that.
influencers.
This is it.
So you're
This
just
is it.
leveraging that basically.
Exactly, and it's listed on Amazon, and I'm good to go. And this is why Amazon are cheeky, man. They obviously take their fees from you, right? But what makes them smart is that they don't care the fact that 70% of the stuff that are sold on their webpage isn't sold by them, because they're getting fees from all of us that are selling on it anyway.
Yeah.
So if they're like, if you find it for cheap, cool, we don't care. We're just gonna take some of your money. But obviously for us, we don't mind that because we're still winning.
Yeah.
And before I buy anything, I look at, okay, cool, I'm making this much profit after all the fees, basically. So I always make sure that it's vetted and I do my due diligence on every single item I buy, basically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
No, go
I
on.
was going to say I'm going to extract a few lessons from there as well. But one thing I didn't know that 70 to 80% of all items on Amazon is from
Let me even
Amazon
tell you
FBA
something as well.
sellers.
People need, when you order something on Amazon, you know sometimes you can have another label on it and it's got a very small barcode and it's got a big page on it, and it says FBA top left. Anytime you get something like that on your box, it's from an FBA seller.
Crazy. So 78 to 80% is crazy. But I think that one thing that's super important is even looking at Amazon's model as a whole as well. We speak a lot about percentages a lot of the time, and sometimes percentages can be vanity.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? When I say percentages can be vanity, is even with like, we saw recently the Crypto Conan thing with the store that they had people look at, they only own this percent, a small percentage of a big thing, and I don't know what percentage they own. It doesn't matter. Ownership is ownership, innit?
Yeah.
And a small percent of a big thing can be astronomical.
Exactly.
And what we're seeing is that we're seeing more businesses go away from fully owning the items. Because a lot of people, before you've said this, they're going to think that Amazon might have bought it off Maybelline and now they're holding the stock in their warehouses, the big warehouse, and they're waiting to sell it. Whereas they're leveraging you guys, basically. And they're taking a smaller percentage of it. But a smaller percentage in volume is astronomical.
Exactly.
And we always give the examples. Airbnb, one of the biggest property facilitation firms, they don't own any property, right? Uber doesn't own any cars. Like we see the examples of this time and time again. And Amazon is adopting the same model as well.
Pushing the work back to the individuals.
Yeah.
You know, you want to make money, pushing the work back on us, basically.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to break it down because I need to. Obviously, I got clients that do this, but I really want people at home to really understand. So, first of all, Amazon really blew. Like Amazon blew was already big already, but after the pandemic, when we were all at home,
It went crazy.
we really understood that actually. Why was I going all the way to the high street?
There you go.
Like, do you understand? It took us being at home for us to really realize, why the hell did I ever
They killed
leave
the
my
high
house?
street, by the way.
They killed it. Because before that, I live in Bromley. Bro, the Glades, it's lovely. Man, we used to go there. It's like a family day out. It's like a trip. We're going, bro, once I was stuck in my house, we couldn't go nowhere. I was like, and I ordered something here and it was with me the next day or latest 2 days time. I said to myself, what have I been doing?
Why would you go?
What a fool. Like, because time is money.
I can't lie to you as well. Sorry to add to that as well. You know what adds to it as well? Free returns. Gosh. If I don't like the way it looks when it gets here,
Come on.
return it.
Just
Can
return
you
it.
imagine
Get
how
your
many
piece
times
back.
have you had to queue? You bought something, you have to now go to return it. Then they've got one person on returns, and you got a standard is one queue, wait for everybody.
And I hate that queue
Have you
as
got the
well.
receipt?
Do you know what I hate about that queue? There's the same queue that people be buying lottery tickets. and cigarettes.
Buying cigarettes.
Ad hoc people are in that queue.
Everything else. Everything else box. Jarring, bro.
Very annoying.
So that really made us realize, okay, actually, the high street is no longer the physical; it's the virtual. The high street has become virtual, and so that's Amazon. Now, that basically means that people already have traffic. So the biggest thing is if you wanna have a shop. The reason why you'd have a shop on Oxford Street, on the High Street, or wherever it is because that's where people are walking more likely to go park. Now, because the High Street's online, because it's on Amazon, now you've got a store where the traffic already is.
Digital
like you said,
footfall.
people are already looking for these products on there. They're gonna search your products. Your product's gonna come up. How does it work in regards to like you said, you've got these health products?
Yeah.
We know that when we're driving on the motorway, you see the Amazon warehouses. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys stock your stuff in those warehouses? Do you have to deliver it yourself? Someone at home thinking, right, I'd love to do this, but do I need, if I find it cheaper in the warehouse, do I need to now hold it? How does it work?
That's a good question. Would it be helpful if I just describe it from start to finish, how the process works? So let me just use you, Eman, as an example. So you're a new seller, right?
Yeah.
And you have got this supplier. Let's use a toys and game supplier, for example.
Yeah.
You're blessed because you already got this supplier, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So the supplier says to you, Eman, thank you for signing up with us. These are the brands that we have in stock, right?
Yeah.
So we've got Hasbro, we've got Marvel, we've got Funko, we've got all of these guys that are the big players, right? You said 2 seconds, supplier, let me just check how these sell. And you've got your software there. So you just have a look at some of the things that sell on Amazon from those brands. And you're like, all right, cool. It's good that you got those brands. I want to work with you. Then you say to them, can you send me your price list, right? Then they send you a price list. Then you look through their price list, not one by one. There's software for that. You upload the Excel into the price list. It tells you these are the best items on the thing. Okay. It's so easy. It's unreal, honestly. So then you spot this item. Let's just say, for example, argument's sake, it's an Action Man figure, right? You can see it sells on Amazon 100 times a month. The supplier will give it to you for £3 and you check Amazon and sell them for £15. Cool. So he says to the supplier, all right, look, can I get 50 of these? The supplier says, sure, no problem. The supplier then ships it to your residence. It gets to your residence. You open that box of 50. You check they're all there. All 50 are there. Perfect. In the same box, you don't need a new box. Seal that box back over and you organize a collection with UPS. Yeah. The good thing about UPS partner directly with Amazon. So you don't pay UPS directly. It comes off your fees, right? So Amazon give you the barcode you need to put into UPS, and the UPS says, cool, perfect, Eman, I'm coming tomorrow to your house to pick it up. They pick it up, and then they take it to Amazon on your behalf, and they store it there. Once it gets to Amazon Fulfillment Center, they will see your box, they will see the barcode, they scan it, cool, this is Eman's. Perfect. They add it to your stock and it will sit there in the Amazon Fulfillment Center until it's sold. So when one is sold, it's up to them to now package that one and send it off. 2 sold, they package it off, send it off. 5 sold, package it off, send it off. It's that simple. So I always tell people, this is the massive selling point about Amazon. You don't really need to leave your house once you've got your network.
Wow.
Like for me, I don't even live in the UK. I'm making sales 2,500 miles away and I'm sitting here in Dubai. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Once you've got your network, you're good to go, for sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And what does the network look like? What would you say is one of the most fundamental elements of the network? Of the
network, and it's good that you asked this question as well. Building a network is so important because your network is what's going to help you get these amazing products, right? So I always tell people, the people that work hard in Amazon, the people that are going to be successful. So if you now go to trade shows and exhibitions to meet suppliers, that's the best thing you can do. Yeah. Because rather than you interacting with, let me use an example of, who can I use? What wholesaler do I don't want to give away any peak ones. Let's use Price Check. Price Check's a good one. Let's say you're using the Price Check's website, pricecheck.com, and you're seeing the items on there, right? It's better that you go to a trade show. Now you're talking to Susan, who is head of Southeast Sales for all of England. So now you've got that connection because you went to the trade show. If you now just use Price Check's website, you're going to be finding the same prices that everyone else is finding. So I'm at a point whereby all of my suppliers, I speak to them via WhatsApp now. Hey, Jonathan, do you have a good weekend? Fantastic. How's the kids? Amazing. Do you mind to send me the latest price list? Perfect. All right. Can I get these items? You manage to knock it off 10% because I've been working with you for so long. Or even if you can't get money off, ask for better credit terms. Standard credit terms is 30 days. 30 days you don't have to pay the invoice. If you can get up to 60 days, that's 2 months you don't have to pay that invoice for. Get the product and sell it, get your money back before you even have to pay the invoice. Amazing. So I always tell people.
You wouldn't even know to ask that question, bro. Just trust me.
I always tell people, go to these trade shows, meet the people. Even the people that I teach as well, I tell them, always go the extra mile. It's so easy to go onto a website and find the product. You know, it's going to be short-lived because everyone else is finding it the same way. What are you going to do more to get a better connection?
Bro, what are you going to do more? I just feel like climbing up to the top of a mountain and just shouting it.
No, facts.
Because everybody wants to, I'm sure that you've seen it.
Yeah.
Like people want to do what everybody always does. I've been like, it's not working for me. Nah, it's not really working or X, Y, Z. But what have you done extra? I think this is going to be the underlying theme. Like what extra mile have you done? Until you can see yourself doing things that other people haven't done. Until you can experience some pain. Like some people think that they could be super successful and have all the same social time as everybody else or still go to sleep on time or whatever it may be, but what pain have you felt or what extra have you done? Like you can't just go on a website that everybody else has access to and think that you're going to be successful in this business. You can't if you've got, let's just say we used the example of a hair company, you can't type buy hair and the first result is the one that's going to make you a millionaire. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like, I was going to give an example, but it's not. I was going to give an example from American Gangster. I don't think it's... wait, there it
He went there. He went there. He
No,
went
no,
there.
facts. No, he went there.
You went there in person. You understood there was
Yeah,
extra.
no,
You know what
facts.
I'm trying to say? And sometimes
Bro.
that's what you got to do.
And it went crazy for him after that.
Bro, I always use the blue magic example. That's what you want. That's what I want my content to be. That's what I want everything to be. That
Yeah.
is it like we're getting the best for less.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't compete with it. Like,
Because bro, I was hopping on a train Sunday to go to Birmingham on a train, just to go to a certain exhibition that I knew what was going to be amazing. Some of those concerts I still have till this day. I went to the trade show, yeah. One person there was like, you think this is good? Go up the road to Holiday Inn next to the airport. They've got one there as well. I said, no problem. Finished up there and I went to the one at Holiday Inn. That supplier I met there, insane supplier. And their prices are so good. I'm still working. If I never went there, I never would have had that access.
Yeah.
Now instead of me saying hi at info, now I'm saying hi Jonathan.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
it's true.
It's different. It's that connection. It's almost like that connection is almost capital when it comes to Amazon, you know?
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that again, everybody just wants to be in their yard. Like nobody wants to be outside. Everyone wants to be in their yard. Like, but you're broke in your yard. So I don't understand why you feel like you want to make money, but you want to do it from your yard that you're already broken. You need to be outside. You need to be connected. You need to be meeting people.
Yeah.
But I think also for those people that are maybe introverted and they feel like the whole reason they want to do Amazon is because they don't have to show their face or whatever. What you're saying is that there still needs to be some networking. There still needs to be.
If you want to make it go crazy, there's got to be some sort of networking because that's what's going to be your competitive advantage, right?
Yes.
When you sell on Amazon, right, there's something called the buy box, isn't it? So you know when you go on Amazon, you guys just see add to basket and buy now.
Yeah.
If you look underneath that, you'll see something called other sellers. Basically, they're not getting any sales. You need to be in that box. So that's what people are clicking on, right?
Yeah.
Because we've spoken about that and you explained it to me. So I think you're talking from an Amazon mindset. So basically what you're saying is that Action Man figure that you're talking about, when you click on Action Man, let's say Action Man made by Hasbro. It says Action Man Hasbro Army version. Yeah. When you click on Hasbro Action Man Army version, there's the one that as a consumer, we think it's the only option to buy. That is an Amazon FBA seller. What is underneath it? Am I correct in saying it? What is underneath it, if you see it say more sellers, is everybody else.
That
but
doesn't
to
have the buy box.
consumer, we only see the orange box. I'm right in saying that,
Exactly,
innit?
yeah.
But at that orange box is a Amazon seller, basically.
Exactly.
That is in the buy box, basically.
Exactly. That's what they make you compete for. One thing about Amazon, they always put the customer first. So as a seller, they make us compete with each other. And when we compete, you know what's going to happen to the price?
Price drops.
The price is going to drop,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So that's why getting your items for cheap is your competitive advantage. If you have an amazing supplier, you can be more competitive in the space. So when I drop my price, how come KP's been able to do that? Because mate, I went to go see the supplier. You just went on the internet. That's the difference.
And talk to us the difference between, because I personally only buy Prime. I don't. If it doesn't say Prime on it, I don't. But why are there still people selling that's not Prime? What's the difference? How do you?
That's a good question, bro. So as an Amazon seller, and we sell with Amazon, we are automatically eligible for Amazon Prime because our items are sitting in the Amazon warehouse. So Amazon can guarantee delivery of our items because they're the ones that are delivering it.
Yeah.
There's another type of seller called FBM. So FBM stands for Fulfilled by Merchant, right? So that means it's fulfilled by the seller themselves. So if I source that item from the supplier, which I mentioned, but I don't send it to Amazon, I don't send it to Amazon first. I'm now FBM because I'm sending it directly to the customer, right? So when a customer makes a purchase, I then need to go to the post office and send it off.
Nonsense.
Certain scenarios I do have to, it's nonsense, right? Bro, certain scenarios I've had to do that because it's hazmat. Hazardous material. I keep using that.
Hazardous material.
Hazardous
That makes sense.
material, right?
That makes sense. You
Because
can't be.
you know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So I remember I was selling a few hazmat items. This was when I was back in the UK. I remember I was on the way back. So I was on the way to the post office with the item I was sending off. I got a notification that I made another 2 sales. So now I've got to go back home, get the extra 2, and then come back to the post office again. So every single time you make a sale, you've got to go to the post office or the petrol station drop off, whatever it is. So I just kind of stayed away from hazmat a bit, just so I can just only do Amazon fulfilled, basically.
And that is kind of, I think, where all of us are kind of like heading in business, whereby it's like you want to be running a business, you don't want it to be like a job. So even when it's smaller margins, if it's hands off, it makes more sense as a business. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of like hazmat could have a bigger margin, but I'd rather do 10x the volume on FBA that doesn't require that stress of hazmat. You said a few things, and before we kind of like start speaking about, because we want to get into Dubai, I want to kind of speak to the people that are listening to this podcast in it, and I want to kind of challenge you to do something new or do something extra in the next 3 months. That's where the success lies. The success doesn't lie in your comfort area. The success doesn't lie where you're comfortable speaking up. It lies in rooms that people might be surprised to hear you speak, but that's where you got to show up. It relies in places that are actually long for you to go, places that you've never been before, tickets that you've never booked, betting on yourself where you've never done before. Because the truth is, right, without those things, it's just going to be the same again. And I was reading a tweet the other day. Before I say this, I'll caveat with saying that there's no perfect time to activate in it. But sometimes we see the years go by, we see our 20s go by, we see our 30s go by, we see our 40s go by. Starting today doesn't mean you're going to be perfect today. But I promise you that even just speaking for myself, the rewards I'm reaping in my 30s was because of the work that I put in my 20s, because of the failures I made in my 20s. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You've even spoke about some today, like, whereby it isn't what you're doing today, but it has been applied today. And I think that's super, super important.
Yeah, so far. And it even reminds me as well, like, I was saying this to my missus the other day, like, I don't feel like I've had a free evening where I've had nothing to do in maybe like 2 years. Like, there's always something that needs to be done, but I wouldn't want it any other way. You remember back in the summer holidays, you remember, like, obviously in our crib, we weren't really allowed to play a game until summer, like half term or summer holidays, right? When it finally came to that summer holidays, bro, bang game, 3 days. But after those 3 days, kind of like, yo, I kind of want to do something. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I think it's almost a bit of that, as in like, that free time you're craving, it's a bit like, sometimes the way I'm inclined definitely is it's like I need to be working on something. Otherwise I'm gonna drive myself crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? There needs to be something that I'm really, really working on, you know?
I feel like my most recent days off has just been when I'm sick, bro. I feel like that's the only days off I can recall.
Well, we're hustling. We're trying to. There's a bigger picture, right? We're trying to reach that next level. So I work with people in personal finance. The biggest thing I get all the time is, Eman, I need a side hustle. Eman, I need to make additional income. Eman, my salary's not lasting. Like, I'm trying, I'm working really hard, but I'm paycheck to paycheck. I've got family, I've got kids, I've got this. I haven't really got that much time. Is Amazon FBA still viable today? Because it feels like it blew up and so many people are doing it. Can somebody really start today and really make a decent income to be able to, if they want to go on holiday, if they want to pay for their kids? It's like right now, for example, Christmas is coming. Someone's thinking, I ain't even got money to buy my kids Christmas gift. Can Amazon FBA get them there?
1000%. And what's the startup cost as well? Sorry.
Say again?
Just to add, what's the startup cost as well?
I'll add that in as well. So like, the reason why I say 1000%, Eman, all of the things that you're mentioning, Eman, I was thinking Amazon seller, paycheck, Amazon seller, 9 to 5, Amazon seller. I'm not one of those people that is out here telling you, quit your job now, start Amazon. No, do both at the same time, bro. Do both at the same time until you have to make a decision. Where's my time better spent? In my business. Where do I get more money from? The hour I spend in my business or the hour I spend in my 9 to 5? Then you got to make a decision. All right, cool. Now I need to do fully fledged Amazon, right? Like, I would say Amazon is so perfect for the 9 to 5 worker, because I always tell people it's the 5 to 9 that's going to get you at the 9 to 5, right? It's those, what you put in that extra hours after work, that's what's going to actually say, all right, cool, this is what's going to get me out of what I'm doing, you know? And the reason why I was saying it's perfect is because it can work in a routine, you know? Do your 9 to 5, come home, 6:30, make food. People are already on the internet, surfing the internet anyway, looking at things.
Facts.
Why not look at things that's going to make you money, you know? Scan the item, all right, cool, this item is making, all right, let me just quickly buy this. Some people always get mixed up with the startup cost. Thank you for bringing it up as well. Some people say, 5K needs to start. Not at all. Nothing like that. I always tell people, you can start Amazon with as much money as you want to. I'll get into the figures. But you can start with as much money as you want to. But the more money you start with, the quicker you'll scale. Right? So I'd say on average, £500 is completely fine to start with. You know? But someone that starts with 1K will have more deals available to them. Because if you start with £500, you see an amazing deal that goes for 450, you get that deal, and now you've got £50 left. If you see another amazing deal next week, you have to wait till you sell that item and get the money back in. And, do you know what I'm trying to say? So the more money you put in, the quicker you scale, because you're available to more options. But you can start small. I started with £500. You know what I did? I started with £500. I drove down to Chatham B&M. I saw a great item, David Beckham spray, one dark brown spray. I said, this is selling well. You know what I did? Drove to every single B&M in the area. I went to the Rochester one. I was going all around in my car, just picking them all up from the stores.
How did you know it was selling well?
So good point. So I used to use this thing, Buybot Pro. I still use it, but back then it was called Profitable. This was a different tool. I use Buybot Pro now, but you can scan the barcodes using your phone. There's an app called Buybot Go. You can scan the item using your phone, and it will tell you the metrics of the item. Scan it, it'll tell you, okay, this particular item, you're getting 30% ROI, it's selling 15 times a month, and there's only one competitor on that listing. You got all that information whilst you're in the store. So you can make a decision there and then, basically.
Crazy.
Yeah, so the tools are amazing. The tools are only getting better as well.
That's lit.
So yeah, startup costs, sorry, to butt in just quickly. If someone started Amazon, I would say, so £50 for incorporation, that's how much it is now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It used to be much cheaper. But anyway,
£12.
yeah, £12, isn't it?
Crazy.
Anyway, so £50 to start a limited company. I always tell people start with a limited company. The reason why I tell people start with a limited company, wholesalers and suppliers, they always want you to be a limited company for you to buy from them, basically. So always start from a position whereby, you know, you're open to everything, you know?
Yeah.
So limited company, 50 quid. The software BuyBot Pro I really like, I'm a big fan of, £25 a month for that. And then after that, it's just your products. Amazon, making your Amazon account, £25 plus VAT, so 30 quid. So you only pay that really once off your bank card.
Yeah.
Once you pay it once, it now comes off your sales every month. So if you make £500 sales in a month, they'll pay you profits based on your 475, not 500. They'll take it off that. So just as long as you're selling, it's never going to come off your card again. Only thing you'll be seeing is pluses.
Did they take fees on top of that 25?
Yeah, so it'll be 25 and the fees. But the fees you already know from doing your analysis.
Yeah.
So when you do an analysis of a product, they'll tell you you're making £6 profit after all the fees, basically.
Okay, cool.
Including the Amazon fees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got you. That makes perfect sense. Let's talk about Dubai. So you moved to Dubai a year before I started toying with Dubai. What was it like when you moved? You didn't really know a huge amount of people here. What prompted it? What was it like when you landed? And how are you finding it now?
I feel like when I landed, the most frustrating thing for me was finding a place. I feel like the way estate agents in the UK are very different from the estate agents here in Dubai. I just feel like in Dubai, I just don't know, everything is just like, in some ways it's similar to Nigeria, where everything's like rush, grind, do you know what I'm trying to say? And I didn't really like that, but I feel like when I finally got my place, I love my place right now, it's over in Maidan, like everything was calm since then. Like I feel like this is the land of convenience. Like there's so many things that I experience here that back home is just not possible. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like ordering something will come in 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Where are you even getting it from? Where's the warehouse?
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? But in terms of socializing and things like that, luckily my cousin was out here. My cousin Cash, when I first came, so I was, meeting up with him a lot and things like that. So that was cool. And socializing was a lot easier when you're doing sports as well, football, paddle, meeting people. And there's a big not Dubai community, there's a big black community here that I was able to tap in with as well, which was useful for me at the time, playing paddle with them, playing football. And so meeting a lot more people that are like me, that's come from London out to Dubai. So now I would say I love it. I love it here, man. I'm not going anywhere, I always tell people what I do love London for is that it taught me about hard graft. Hard graft. Because I feel like if I didn't grow up in London, I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. You know what I'm trying to say? Because if I grew up in Dubai, just okay, I don't need to move. But in London, they told me yo, this life is real. Yeah. This life is really real. You see London, I always say the home of direct debits. One day, just for me, my days are 28th. 28th, the sky falls for me in UK. Everybody comes out same, and the thing is, the direct debit ain't gonna wait. It's coming, so just be ready for it. But being under that and having to pay things here and there, I just felt like even corporation tax, what was it, 19? Was it 25 now?
Yeah, it's between 19 and 25% now.
I used to say that the UK, they always protect business. If you own a business, then you can do your thing. Now it's not really like that no more. That's what I'm saying.
But you're right, there's so many lessons to learn. And I think that being away has taught me that more. It's almost like the things that are the cons, you're almost grateful that you learned them. I wouldn't necessarily put my children through them because even with the safety element, across for example, I went Joburg this year, innit? And I used to say to bro, Joburg is long because everyone you tell will go Joburg, they're like, yo, careful out there.
It's a lot.
Went to Houston last year, which we loved as well. But just generally speaking, the notion is that, but you live in London, you know how to navigate. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because the safety of London, sit school, bro. School is, I always tell people we grew up in it and you know it, and that's what you know, innit? But when you think back at it, growing up in a London school, bro, as a male, bro, it's not cool, bro. You know what I'm trying to say?
Not to fight.
Bro, it's not I think that leaving the UK and just seeing not just Dubai, but other places, has made me realize that isn't a normal experience, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's so random as well, like, and it's like I don't have a son, but it's like, would I want to put my son through that? The thing is, it can be so random that, like, obviously, if it's a necessity, or if they're there already, then that's one thing, innit? But it's kind of like, I'd say that what I'm saying in summary is that it's one of the best places to learn, because I feel like if you can make it in London. You know, they say the same thing about New York. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. It's very similar. If you can make it in London, like, bro, you go to, like, I even, like, sorry, I'm going on, but I remember when I used to film, I used to go to, like, all of these different towns in the UK, innit? I'm going to, like, Middlesbrough, bro. I'm going to KFC, there's like 5 members of staff, bro. I ordered like a Zinger burger meal or something like that. They're like all communicating on this is a whole chain amongst them of getting me this Zinger meal. I just think, bro, in London, we have one man. Running the whole joint, bro. I be bare man in the queue.
Man is taking the order and then frying the chips.
Bro, and that's what I'm showing you. Like, even from his perspective, bro, as in the guy that's working the KFC pattern, bro, London's hard, bro.
Yeah.
He's got to deal with that. He's also got to deal with, they might have seen madnesses in their store. It's a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
No one trains them for that. It just happens, and they now got to get used to it and adapt to that. Like, London is, like I say, like, I have to credit it in that, bro, if you can navigate London, bro, you can navigate a lot of places. I remember, I always give this example. Sorry if I said it on the podcast before. I used to give an example, like, I used to watch TV, and like, in like American show, and Americans lost their job for 4 months, and in 4 months' time, they just get another job. It's like, bro, UK, you lose your job for 4 weeks, bro, you're done. Back to square one.
Yeah,
no snakes and ladders, bro. You've gone and stepped on a snake, bro.
And you're finished.
Zero, bro.
And you're
Back to
finished.
Square
Bro,
one, you know, in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because they rushed you at this point. They rushed you at this point. Your defenses are low, your shield is good, bro. The next attack is taking you off your body. They come and plundered your home, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's
mad. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I've got to credit London, but I think that bringing that graft to Dubai is amazing. But yeah, I think that you shared a lot of gems, and we're gonna get you to drop some real gems of how to get started in Amazon FBA over on the Patreon. But before we get into that, why don't you just break down the W and the L of your journey, just to let the people know that, like, how it's been a long journey, but there are W's and L's that you can learn from, basically.
For sure. So I'd say the L, the L is even a W after, if that makes sense. But I would say jumping in without, I wish I could have someone to, like, kind of guide me when I first started, personally. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of things that I should have done that I didn't do, but I only know now. Like, for example, when I first started my business, I started as an individual, right? As I just said on this pod, I said to people, start as a limited company. I started as an individual, right? And I'm selling as an individual for 6 months now. 6 months I'm selling all the way to June 2022. They suspend my account and they're like to me, yo, like, you're making this much money on Amazon. Like, you know, you've done, 25K worth of sales, but you don't have a limited company. Like, what's going on? Until you submit your details now, we're not going to pay out your money. And I had like 4K trapped in there. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a bit like, all right, cool. Now let me go and let me go and make that limited company. So the reason why I say it's an L is because that whole time, if I made a limited company from the start, I would have been able to be connected with wholesalers, suppliers. I would have known a lot of these suppliers a long time ago if I did that earlier, right? You know, so, and the reason why I said it's an L to a W, because even another story that's an L is that I bought, I think, like £1,400 worth of Jimmy Choo perfume from Price Check one time. It's just like, I didn't know that Jimmy Choo had a personal agreement with Amazon, so a business agreement with Amazon where only Amazon can sell Jimmy Choo on Amazon. So now when I go to sell it, Amazon's like, hold on a second, no, you can't sell this. But I didn't know that. I didn't, do my due diligence. So now I'm stuck with 1.4K worth of perfume in the boot of my car. And that was early in my journey. I could have said, bun this, Amazon's not for me. You know what I did? Risky from Everybody Hates Chris. I was selling that out of his boot. I had that perfume in my boot, bro. So when I drive in, link out with the man, them, yo, buy this for your missus. You know what I'm trying to say? Some of the man are buying 2, some of the man are buying 3. So I'm trying to say, oh, buy this for your mom. And sooner or later they went. I even went to boot sale as well. Doing all of these other things to make sure that I don't take it out. I always say to people, especially in Amazon, because it's something that's tangible, you don't take an L until that product is either destroyed or you lose it. It's still there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's still worth something, Yeah. Definitely. So W, there's been a few W's, we thank God, honestly. Obviously hitting 100K in 2023 was cool. I really like that. But I'm always telling people as well, consistency is the most important thing when it comes to Amazon. 100K, the numbers are, good, 200K, 300K that I've passed through now. But it's a bit like, that's all good, but the consistency is the most important thing, right? Because you could have someone that makes, in a whole month, they make 4K, but only sold, they only had 2 days that were 2K each, right? What's a lot more impressive to me is that, someone that might have made only 3K, but they're making sales every single day. Yeah, it's that consistency that's going to take you through.
Bro, it's cheeky. When you really deep it, you're making 6 figures. You didn't make the product. You don't own the website.
Literally.
Bro, you literally sell it somebody else.
It's true, you didn't got a website.
Yeah, I don't have a website. I don't have a website. No.
You got a website.
It's actually crazy. Yeah. Man are making 6 figures. It's not their product. It's not their website. It's not their advertisement. Literally just finding products and putting it on their website, and you're making 6 figures.
That's why I say
and somebody's going to work every day, dealing with their boss, doing their boss's job, their job, everything, and they're making 30K. When you deep it's mad, bro.
And a lot of people have that spare money to do it, but the question is, are they going to take that leap of faith? I would say, if you want something to change, you got to be the change, man. It's that real. If you're not going to change, it's going to be the same. Some people think there's going to be someone random that's going to give them 150K on one day. No, it doesn't work like that. No. You got to put in the work.
It doesn't.
Shall I quickly touch on private label and explain what that means, or just leave that for another time?
Go on, touch on private label.
Well, I'll be super quick, because it's very important that people know the difference, because this kind of grinds my gears a bit. But yeah, so private label was different to Amazon because private label is your own brand. So, for example, you could go to China, you want to make your own toy. You go to China, they'll tell you these are the toys that we can make, and they'll show you an example of what they can make, and then you'll be like, all right, cool. Then you put your own brand on it, and then you register your brand on Amazon, then you sell your brand. So no one else can sell your brand. The good thing about that is there's no competition for you. No one can sell your brand but you. But the bad thing is that obviously you need to then generate your own footfall, spend money on the ads, all that sort of
because
stuff.
no one's searching for that.
There you go. So that's the difference, just so people know, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the next level for you, right?
Yeah. Going China in March, Canton Fair, I'll be there.
Okay, love that.
I come as well just to look around.
Any excuse.
Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure, bro. It felt like we're gonna have the same conversations at flipping business lunch. Hey, I have to roll. So yeah, just look at that camera and let the people know where they can find you.
Sure. So on all platforms, nodelayfba, Instagram, TikTok, all that sort of stuff. I'm on there. So yeah, feel free to watch my content, and yeah, anything you want to know, feel free to drop me a DM. Sorry.
So if they want to get started, they just send you a DM.
Yeah, we can go from there, man.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. As we already know, there's going to be some gems dropped on the Patreon. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Make sure you drop a comment. Let us know what you've enjoyed the most. If you enjoyed Eman speaking about business lunch, or if you enjoyed KP talking about how you can start making money alongside your work with just having that guidance and having even just £500 to get started buying stock. So we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Love, man.